Hello, welcome to Stretch and Flow Yoga. My name's Bridget from Lucky Elephant Yoga and Wellness, and I will be guiding you through the class today. I also have Sean here today, who's going to be doing some demonstrating. But I just want to remind you first and foremost that Sean is going to be doing what's right for his body, and you should do what's right for your body. So if something doesn't feel right, it feels too much, something in your head is saying, don't do this, any of those things are your cue to not do it. Take it easy when you need to take it easy, rest when you need to rest, and then do what the body is available to today. So, stretch and flow yoga is kind of exactly what it says. It's a little step up from like a gentle. We're going to do a little bit deeper stretching, deeper movement, but nothing too strenuous. So, it's a great place to either start your yoga journey on or to step into if you want to take it a little bit lighter for the day, a little bit slower for the day, work a little bit more on joint movement and stretching of the body. So if you have a yoga mat, go ahead and lay that down. You can also do this practice just on a rug, as long as you've got some traction and the rug doesn't slide all over the place, then that's fine. Sean's sitting up on a yoga blanket. You can use a throw blanket off of your couch, a pillow to sit up on, whatever you've got laying around the house. And then we also have 2 yoga blocks. If you don't have yoga blocks, check out some books, some cereal boxes, some soda bottles, whatever is nice and tall and sturdy for you. Go exploring around your house and see what kind of wonderful gems you can find to assist you today. So let's start in just a nice cross-legged seat. Go ahead and sit up on the edge of your blanket or your pillow, whatever you've chosen today for that prop. And we want to try to get the knees either in line or slightly below the hips so that the pelvis can soften and the spine can grow nice and tall. You want your crown of your head lifting all the way up towards the sky. And then find the palms of your hands on your thighs, just above your knees with the elbows super heavy. From here, let your eyes either close or find a soft downward gaze. I want you to notice first how you're feeling. What has your day been like? What has your week been like? What has your life felt like lately? And so give all of that language, give it word, because it's only when you can vocalize, you can give something language, you can name it, can you then let it go. So even if your day has been wonderful, even if your week has been wonderful, we still want to let it go and come to a more neutral place. So it's not just about letting go of the negative, but it's about finding neutrality, because it's within neutral that we grow, that we learn. When we come to a moment without bias, without judgment, we then are opening ourselves up to what that moment can teach us. And for our yoga practice, we want to find neutral. We want to find a place where this practice can present so many amazing things to us, but we have to clear to open. So let's take a big full breath in through the nose and a deep breath out through the mouth. And we're going to do that 2 more times. Big full breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. See if you can link the belly into that inhale. And now release your chin down to your chest. Roll your right ear carefully over to your right shoulder. And release your left hand down beside your left hip so that the heel of that left hand is heavy, the left shoulder is heavy, and there's a breath and a space all the way through the left side of your neck. And now release your chin down, place your left hand onto your left thigh. Roll your left ear to your left shoulder. And then release your right hand down beside your right hip The heel of the right hand is heavy, the right shoulder, and there's space and breath all through the right side of the neck. Good, and then release your chin down to your chest once more, placing both hands onto your left thigh. Let's take a big inhale to roll the right ear to the right shoulder, and an exhale to release the chin to the chest. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. Let's take 3 more on each side, right like that, with your breath timing, starting to connect your movement and your breath together so they are not separate. And you begin to teach the body how to make that connection. And when you finish those 3 more rounds on each side, you can just simply release chin to chest. Good, and then your hands can extend out to your knees, elbows extend, take a big full breath in. And as you exhale, rock to the back of the pelvis, round through the back, and release the chin to the chest more. Good. Inhale, come all the way through center, nice and tall, and then lift the chest just a little bit at the end of that inhale. And as you exhale, rock back. So empty out through the belly and release back. Good. 2 more times, coming all the way through center, lifting the chest open through the belly, open through the chest. Exhale, release, rock back. And 1 more time, shifting forward. And shifting back. Good, and now holding onto your knees, start some circles with the torso. And those circles can be whatever direction you desire because we'll switch directions as well. But again, find that link between breath and movement together. And the next time you come through center, you can switch the directions of the circles. Awesome, and now come all the way up to sit. Sweep both arms up alongside your ears. Let's clasp the hands and bring your hands to the back of your skull. And then rest your head back into your hands. Spread your elbows and take a lift up of your chest. Good, just a nice deep breath, slight back bend. And from here, release your right hand down and tip over to the right. Keeping the left hand behind your head, you can turn to look underneath that left elbow. And a big full breath in. As you exhale, round through the spine. Release your left elbow towards your right knee. Good. Inhale, lift the elbow. Turn your head up to the left. And exhale, left elbow to the right knee. Again, inhale, lift the elbow, open up through the chest. And exhale, crossing it over. Nice. Let's come all the way back to center, sweeping both arms up alongside the ears. And as you exhale, turn to the right for a twist. So the left hand comes back behind you. The right hand finds the left thigh. Press into those left fingertips, grow a little bit taller through the spine. And then exhale, twist just a little bit deeper. Good, again, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And now let's come back to center, arms up alongside the ears. Sweep your arms back behind you, find the floor behind you, roll your shoulders back, take maybe a little bit deeper back bend. Maybe you utilize those hands a little bit more. But again, nothing that creates tension or pain in the body. Take a big full breath in through the nose. And give me a breath out through the mouth. Good, let's come all the way back up to sit and just simply switch the crossing of your legs. So the opposite leg is in front. Good, find your hands onto your knees, take a big full breath in. Exhale, rock back, round out through the spine. Inhale through center, coming all the way up. Lift the chest at the end of the inhale, and then exhale, rock back and round. Inhale again, lifting up into your little seated cow back, and exhale, round, seated cat. Good, now let's start some circles through the torso. So holding onto the knees, just start circling the whole upper body. Good, and then circle the opposite direction. Excellent. Now just sit super tall, grounding through the sits bones, lifting up through the crown of your head. Sweep your arms up alongside your ears. Once more, clasp your hands, place your hands behind your head. Rest the head back, spread your elbows, lift your chest. And now release your left hand down and tip it over to the left. Right hand stays behind your head. You can turn to look underneath that right arm. Good. Take a big full breath in. And now as you exhale, we're going to cross the right elbow over towards the left knee. Inhale, lift the right elbow. Open it up. Exhale, right elbow toward the left knee, crossing over. Again, inhale, lift. And exhale, cross. Very nice. And now sit tall. Sweep your arms up alongside your ears. And as you exhale, turn to the left for a twist. And this time, the right hand finds the left thigh. The left hand finds some space behind you. Grow taller in this twist on your inhale. And as you exhale, twist a little deeper, even if that's like a centimeter. Let's do that action again. Lifting tall into the twist. And exhale, twisting. Beautiful. Sweep both arms up alongside your ears. Come back to center. And once more, take those arms back behind you. Find the ground behind you. See how much weight you can put into the hands, how much support those hands can give you. But don't crunch your shoulders up to your ears. Keep the shoulders rolling on the back. Open up through your chest. You can look up and take a big full breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Excellent. And now bring yourself back to center. Uncross your legs and let's place the soles of the feet together. Good. Sit tall. And as you exhale, just fold forward over your legs and see if you can try to find the chest reaching past the toes as you fold. So we want to try to find length in the low back, not a rounding of the low back. And then when you can't go any farther forward with the chest reaching forward, then the shoulders just release, the head releases, your elbows are soft, and the palms of your hands find the earth. Deep full breaths down through the pelvis, the hips, the low back. That whole space just fluid and breathing. And now keep both hips grounded and walk your upper body over to the right. Does not have to go all the way to the right knee. Go only as far as you can keep the left shoulder soft, the left hip soft. We're just isolating into each side for a moment, so then the depth in the center will be a little bit more great. So just deep breaths. Good, and then come back to center and walk it over to the left. So this time the right hip stays grounded, the right shoulder stays released. We're not worried about getting all the way to the knee. You're literally going as far as your body allows you to go. Good, and then again, just back to center. Take a few deep breaths here. Maybe you can release just a little bit more over the legs. Anytime you need one of those inhales through the nose and exhales through the mouth, please just honor that in your body. but make sure the belly is informed with that inhale. And just press into your hands here and roll yourself up to sit. Good. When you sit tall, just place your hands onto your thighs once more and feel length up through the spine, and then just look over your right shoulder. And see if you can stay lengthened through the torso. And then turn your head back to center and turn to look over your left shoulder. Good. Don't let the shoulders come with you. Just turning your head, just getting a little bit of movement through the neck. Let's come back to center. Let's do one more time each side. Turn your head to the right, keeping the left shoulder soft where it is. And then again, back to center. And turn to look over the left. Right shoulder stays soft this time. Good. Come back to center. And now let's find hands and knees. So you can cross your shins and roll over the shins. You can swing your legs around. Whatever way to get to hands and knees makes sense for you. If wherever you're practicing isn't soft enough for your knees, please honor that and take padding underneath the knees if you desire it today. If your wrists are bugging you, then just a little bit underneath the wrists. Even if you took like, I don't know, a men's tie or a belt or something right underneath the heel of the hand, that little lift will put more pressure, more weight into the knuckles of your hands and less into the heel of the hand. So know that that's a little trick for anybody who has wrist problems. But when you find wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, let's start circling around into the wrists and start to wake up into that space a little bit. So you're going to shift forward, shift back. Good. Taking circles. And then let's switch the direction of the circles. So you go in the opposite direction. Just listening to the awakening through the body, through the shoulders, through the hips. Good. Now come to center. Find a nice long spine, crown of your head reaching forward, sits bones reaching back, and the front ribs wrapping towards each other like a hug of the body. From here, begin to lift your chest and your tail, and the belly goes down as you come into cow pose. Exhale, round to cat. Good. Inhale, chest and tail start to move away from each other as you arc into your cow. And then exhale, they come towards each other as you round into your cat. 2 more just like that. Inhale. And exhale. And one more time. Inhale, arching. Exhale, rounding. Very nice. Find that long spine once more. So the crown of the head's forward, the sits bones are back. And from here, start just circling your right knee in the air. Easy circles. Nothing too strenuous. Good, and then let's circle the opposite direction. Excellent. Extend your right leg back behind you into the air. Good. So the right foot is flexed, pressing back. The crown of your head's pressing forward. And from here, you can shift into your right hand, and maybe the left arm goes into the air as well. And you find a little bit more balance. Okay, those front ribs wrapping together are your key. Take another full breath in here. And then place your left hand down. Cross your right leg over to the left, tuck those right toes, and let's take a glance over your left shoulder. Can you see your right foot? The answer to that can be yes, it can be no, but just ask yourself the question. Good, and now let's find the right knee again beside the left, once more to hands and knees. Shift your weight into your right hand and extend your left arm directly out to the side. Big full breath in. As you exhale, let's thread the left arm underneath and just hover the shoulder. Inhale the arm out to the side. And exhale, thread and hover. One more time, taking the arm out to the side. And exhale, thread. Maybe this time we lower the left shoulder all the way down, finding the left side of the head perhaps down. And if either one of those are lifted, you can place something underneath them, a cushion, a blanket. But know that if they're not on the ground completely, then you don't want to move your right hand. You want your right hand to stay exactly where it is so that it can be your support so the cervical spine doesn't take too much support. If you find yourself with your left shoulder on the ground, the left upper arm firmly planted, then you can try lifting your right arm up and maybe wrapping that right arm around behind you. Good. And maybe you even try extending your right leg back. You can even do that with your right hand on the mat. So the right leg can extend back, and you're just going to try to test out a little bit of a deeper balance. Keep breathing. Know that if you topple over, it's okay. Find a little bit of joy and get back up onto it. Good. Let's take another breath here. And then just place your right knee down. If the right arm is wrapped, go ahead and unwrap it. Unthread your left arm. Find your hands and your knees once more. Let's take a little cat and cow just to neutralize everything. So inhale, arch through the back. Exhale and round. Good. Find that long spine once more. And begin circling your left knee in the air. Easy circles, big or small, your choice. And then circle the opposite direction. Nice. Let's extend the left leg all the way back behind you. Reach the crown of your head forward. From here, you can shift your weight into your left hand, and the right arm can extend forward for your balance. Remember, balance is not stillness. Balance is learning to do with the shifts of the body, shifts of life. Right? Take another breath in. And then place your right hand down. Cross your left leg over to the right. Tuck those left toes this time and see if you can glance over your right shoulder. Maybe you see your left foot. Maybe you don't. Who knows? Go ahead and say it to the video. Do you see your foot? Okay. Either way, great. Awesome. Let's bring the left knee beside the right. Extend your right arm directly out to the side. Big full breath in. Exhale, thread your right arm underneath and hover the right shoulder. Inhale your right arm out to the side. Exhale, thread and hover. Again, inhale, arm out. And one more time to thread. And this time you can lower your right shoulder all the way down the right side of the head. Take that support if you still need it on this side. You might also notice that side to side, your body's a little different. So if the right shoulder, the right upper arm are grounded here, you can then try lifting your left arm. If that doesn't feel safe for you, or if that right arm is not grounded down, don't put all of the weight into your head. Don't let your cervical spine do all of that effort. You can also extend your left leg back this time, and you can also do that with the left hand down. So you don't need to have the arm lifted and wrapped to extend the leg. Take whatever kind of puzzle piece of this pose works for you. Take another full breath wherever you are. Good. And then we're going to lower the left knee down, unwind your left arm, unthread your right arm. Good. Wag your hips a little from side to side. Nice. Okay. So from here, walk your hands forward, one hand print. And actually, I'm going to change this up a little bit. Everybody come up to sit for just a moment. You can sit back on the shins. You can swing your legs around. But I want to look at something real quick. So everybody take your arms forward, just like this, and flex the wrists. Like stop. Stop in the name of yoga, right? And so if we were doing like a traditional push-up, what would we do, right? Our elbows would go out to the side, right? The hands would come towards the shoulders a little bit, right? And that's how you do a traditional push-up. So we're going to do little baby yoga push-ups or baby chaturangas today. But with chaturanga, we want to take the elbows in. Yeah. And so you notice then the hands have to come down a little bit. They don't stay in line with the shoulders. They have to lower and come down. Now, come onto your hands and your knees again. And walk your hands just a little bit farther forward, like a hand print. And now shift your shoulders forward. You're going to go past your wrists. So you see the knees and the hips are farther in front of the knees. And then I want you to bend your elbows and lower your entire torso just to meet your forearms. So not all the way down, and then press it all the way back up. So smaller, 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 smaller. You're not going to get to the ground. You're not going to get an inch off the ground, only till the shoulders meet the ribs. So ready? Let's do this again. Bend the elbows just a little lower. Yep. And then press back up. Very nice. Hug those elbows in as if they wanted to like glue themselves to your ribs. Do 3 more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press. 2 more. Good. 1 more. You got it. Little baby chaturangas. We're going to build, you'll build strength across your chest. You'll build strength into your triceps. Awesome. And now take your knees apart, bring your big toes together, and take a little child's pose. If you want to do any more of those, then please feel free to do more of those. But those are really a great way, again, to start to develop some upper body strength, which a lot of us tend to be a little bit more lacking in. So while you're in your child's pose, walk your upper body over to the right, and then press into your left hand and shift your hips to the left. Just an easy, deep breath through the whole left side of your body. And come back to center and take it over to the left. So we're going to press into the right hand, shift into the right hip, breathe into the right side of the body. Good, and then again, back to center. Let's find hands and knees once more. All right, so from here, you're going to tuck your toes, shift your weight into your hands a little bit, float your knees off of the mat. Just float. So we're not moving into like a downward dog, we're just floating a couple of inches. Keep those front ribs wrapping towards each other, really engaging all the way through the core of the body, which is shoulders, chest, everything. Good, and now slowly lower your knees very carefully back to the mat. Take a moment. Of course, you know we're going to do this a few times. So again, let's hover the knees off of the mat. Good. Try not to round into the upper back, but keep the chest long. Excellent. One more time. Lower the knees carefully down. Take a couple of breaths. All right. Once more, lifting the knees very carefully off of the mat. Good. And maybe you take it up and back and you find a little essence of downward dog with the knees still bent, but a nice long back. Pedal your feet, swag out the hips a little, breathe into the backs of your legs. Good, let's come onto the balls of your feet, lifting high, high, high with the heels. And then exhale, just soften those heels, soften the knees. Again, inhale, lift high onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, soft knees. Good, one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Walk your hands all the way back to your feet. And you're going to find yourself at the back of your mat just hanging over your legs. Knees are still bent, head released, shoulders released. You can grab opposite elbows if that works for you. And take a little sway from side to side. Give your head a little nod, yes. And shake no. Good. Let's release the arms down and then walk your upper body over to the right and just stay there into a little fold. Good. Let's come back to center. Take it over to the left. And then again, back to center. And press into your feet. Knees are bent as you roll up through your spine. Think sits bones reaching towards the ground, stacking ribs, stacking shoulders, stacking head. And stand tall. Close your eyes. Take a few moments and feel. Feel your body in the space. Feel your breath in your body. Feel your mind focusing, softening, and letting go. Good. And then you can open your eyes, lift your left arm up alongside your left ear. And as you exhale, tip over to the right into a side bend. And you can look underneath that left arm. Good. And let's come all the way back up. Release the left arm, lift the right arm. And tip it over to the left. Good. So your inhale switches arms. So ready? Inhale, right arm lowers, left arm lifts. Exhale, tip it over. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale to the left. Good. So we're going to do 2 more times, right and left. Inhale. Exhale to the right. Inhale. Exhale to the left. Good. 1 more time. Up and over. Exhale to the right. And up and over to the left. Good. And now let's sweep both arms up alongside the ears. You're going to bend your knees and place your hands right on top, right above the knees. So kind of that lower thigh area. From here, inhale and arch into a little cow back. And exhale, lift the belly round through the back into a standing cat. Inhale, arch. And exhale, round. Again, inhale, arch. And exhale, round. Good. Now just release and slowly come all the way back up to stand. Nice. Let's step the feet as wide as the mat. Kind of parallel with the outer edges. Release your arms back behind you. Clasp your hands. We're going to roll the shoulders back. Lift all the way up through your chest. As you exhale, you can bend your knees and fold forward and let the knuckles lift up and your head drop down. Now we're going to stay here for a few deep breaths. And you might notice as you stay here that maybe your knees, your legs can extend just a little bit, not to the point of hyperextending into those knees, but maybe just a little bit more breath into the backs of the legs. Good. Let's come all the way back up to stand, letting the knuckles lead you. Maybe you find a little bit more length through the legs, and then exhale, go right back over into that forward fold. Good. Deep breaths. Good. And now again, all the way back up to stand. And you can just release the arms and shake out your shoulders a little bit. Good. Step your feet together. And let's inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, open your arms, bend your knees, fold all the way over your legs. Let your hands slide up to your thighs as you inhale, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, release those hands as you fold over your legs. Now we're just going to lengthen the spine and fold 2 more times. So inhale, lengthen the spine, hands come up to the thighs. And exhale, fold forward. Good. One more time. Hands slide up to the thighs. And exhale, fold. Nice. Walk yourself out to a plank pose. Very carefully feel those heels reaching back, the crown of your head reaching forward, and the front ribs wrapping towards one another for the support of the torso. Good. Let's take 5 breaths. Deep and steady. Good. Take 2 more breaths. Awesome. And now lower just your left knee directly below your left hip. Spin your right heel to the left. Shift into your left hand and begin to turn the chest up to the right. And I want you to bring your right hand just to your right hip for now. And let's set up the upper body first. Maybe your head looks down at the left hand, or maybe it looks straight ahead, but don't turn it up towards the sky just yet. Good. Feel the chest starting to turn, the right shoulder starting to roll back, and let the right arm extend because it is extended out of the right shoulder. And then from here, you can turn your head to look up at that right hand. Good. Imagine there was a wall against your right hand, and you're trying to press into the wall, and the wall's trying to press back against you. So you've got a nice activation through the whole chest and the upper back. Keep all of that alignment of the upper body and begin to press into your right foot, and maybe your right leg lifts a little bit into the air. That can be imaginary, it can be an inch, a centimeter, it can be all the way up in line with the hip. Totally your choice based on your own feeling of balance today. Remember, balance is not just physical, it's also mental and emotional. Good. Take another breath. And then just place your right foot back down on the mat. Turn your right palm to face overhead and sweep that arm up and over. So the whole right foot is grounding and you're reaching all the way through the whole right side of the body, all the way up and over. Good. And now place your right hand down and spin onto the ball of your right foot. Let's once more extend the left leg beside the right to plank pose. And if the knees up is too much today, too intense, then you can just lower your knees down. But take a big full breath here and exhale it up and back into downward facing dog. Nice and simple, soften the knees, pedal the feet. Good. Let's walk the hands all the way back to the feet once more. Knees are bent. When you get there, just simply roll yourself up to stand. And now when you find, again, neutral all the way up, take your 2 blocks. So we're going to set up the 2 blocks right in front of your feet on their highest height. Right in front of your feet. There we go. All right. So stand tall, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale, dive over your legs. Now place your hands onto those blocks. Inhale, lengthen the spine and walk your blocks just a little bit forward so they're right underneath your shoulders. Forward, away from your feet. There we go. Chest lifting, long spine. Bend your left knee. Shift into your left hand and bring your right hand to your waist. Let's turn to the right and feel length and breath into the left ribs, also into the back of the right thigh. Good. One more full breath here. As you exhale, release that right hand down to the block, soften your knees. Inhale, lengthen your spine forward. And then bend your right knee, place your left hand onto your waist, turn the chest to the left. Yeah, and we're going to find the breath into the right ribs this time. So the underside is where we breathe into more because that tends to be what gets collapsed, scrunchy. Good. One more breath. And release and fold over your legs. You can slide your blocks out to the side, away from you, and roll yourself up to stand. Good. Take a breath here. And now inhale your arms up. Exhale, dive over your legs. Let's walk out to a plank pose again. And find length, reaching back through the heels, forward through the crown of your head. The front ribs, again, are very important because they protect your spine. It's a deep level of abdominal muscles called your transverse abdominis. Good. Lower your right knee very carefully. Spin your left heel down. Shift your weight into your right hand and just bring your left hand to your waist. Begin turning the chest to the left. Good. Setting yourself up here. Your head can stay down. It can look straight ahead. And then once you feel like the rest of the body is set up, then you can extend your left arm out of the shoulder. So we don't want to lead with our arms into these poses. We want to let the torso, the pelvis guide us into postures. From here, you can then turn your head to look up to the left hand, if that makes sense for you. Awesome. All right, now here we go. Press into your right hand. Feel the front ribs wrapping. Get all of that support for you so that then you can lift your left leg. Press into your left foot. Really imagine there was a wall against your foot. Really, really activate through that leg. Good. Take a big breath in. And then lower your left foot. Turn your left palm to face overhead and sweep that arm up and over into its side bend. Good. Stretching through the whole left side of the body. The left foot is grounded. The left fingers are reaching. Yes. Breathe. I'm not telling you how to breathe. I'm just telling you to breathe. Bring your attention to your breath in these poses so that your nervous system is grounded, even when you're balancing and doing hard, challenging things. Good. Let's release the left hand down and spin onto the ball of the left foot. Once more, find your plank pose, carefully extending left foot beside right. Reach forward through the crown of your head. And now very slowly, in whatever way you can, lower onto your belly. Very slowly, very carefully. Good. And then we'll untuck the toes. Hands are right underneath your shoulders and your elbows are lifted and hugging in. Good. And now start to slowly lift your shoulders, your head, your chest into baby cobra. And release and lower all the way back down. Again, inhale, lift, baby cobra. And exhale, lower down. Good. So we're going to do 3 more lifts and lowers. If you would like to progress to a full cobra or even a half cobra where the elbows are still bent but you're lifting up a little higher, then listen to your own back, listen to the mobility of your back. If you've been sitting at a desk a lot lately, you might feel very tight here, so we want to move very mindfully. So wherever you're going to go, let's inhale, lift it up. Exhale, lower down. Feel the movement in the breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Good. One more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Amazing. Release your arms down by your side. Turn a cheek. Maybe you wag the hips a little from side to side. All right, and so next we're going to make your way onto your back. So you can simply flip over if you have a preference about where your feet and where your head are on your mat, which is totally understandable, then you can swing around a little bit, but find your way onto your back. Bend your knees, place your feet on the mat, and just take a moment and feel the back of the body start to release what just worked for you in your lifts and folds in your back bending. We want to now feel released. And from here, let's start to guide the right knee into the chest and hug that right knee in. And then start taking some circles with the right knee. Easy circles. And circle the opposite direction. Good. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh, letting that right knee open out a little bit, and then you can try to bring your left knee in towards your chest. Maybe you take a hold of the back of your left thigh, maybe you take a hold of the left shin. Keep your shoulders released, keep the back of your head released, and try not to collapse into the low back. So try not to lift the pelvis to try to get this stretch, because actually that's not the stretch. The stretch is keeping the sacrum down, the sits bones toward the front of the mat or the back of the mat, whichever direction you're facing, and the right knee opening out to the side. Take 2 more breaths. Good, and then just release that left foot down very carefully. Uncross your right ankle, place the right foot down, taking a breath here. Good. Bring your left knee into your chest, hug the left knee, circle the left knee around, nice and easy circles. And circle the opposite direction. And then cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Let the left knee open out, and then very carefully bring your right knee in towards your chest, maybe taking a hold of the back of the right thigh, the right shin. Again, keeping the sacrum down and the sits bones reaching toward the end of the mat, not lifting up towards the sky. And you'll notice how that feels on your low back. Good. Another breath here. And slowly place your right foot down. Uncross the left ankle, taking another breath. Good. And now let's press into the feet and begin to lift your hips up off of the mat, coming into a little bridge pose. Exhale, release the hips all the way down. Again, inhale, lift the hips up. And this time, see if your arms can come into play, opening the arms up overhead. And exhale, release and lower. Good. Inhale, lift, arms and hips up. Exhale, lower. Let's do 3 more just like that. Fluid with the breath. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to lower. Nice. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Awesome job. 1 more time. Lifting the arms overhead, lifting the hips. And now keep your arms overhead and just lower your hips down. Good. Let's extend the legs forward, long on the mat. So arms are overhead, legs are forward. Now, as you inhale, reach your fingers and your toes away from each other. As you exhale, soften. Inhale, reach. Exhale, soften. Good. 1 more time. Inhale, reach. And exhale, soften. Very nice. Now walk your legs over towards the bottom right corner of your mat. Good. And maybe they go a little farther. It's totally up to your body. And then tip your torso over to the right as well. So you're in like a C curve side bend on your back. Your hips are down, your shoulders are down, and it's just everything tips over to the right. If it feels okay here, you can take your right wrist and take a hold of your right hand to take a hold of your left wrist, only if that feels available for you. And those deep, full breaths. Good, and then come back to center. Walk your legs over to the left, torso over to the left. And this time the left hand can take a hold of the right wrist if that's available for you. Not to give any force of the body, but really just to use the natural weight and positioning of the body to help you then get deeper into a pose. Good, and then again, just back to center. Awesome. Let's release the arms out to the sides and bend your knees and place your feet down on the mat. Good. Let's tip both knees over to the left and turn your head to the right. Keep both shoulders grounding down and just take deep breaths in and out into this supine twist. Good, and now let's bring the knees back to center. Tip those knees over to the right. And then your head can turn to the left. Both shoulders again are released down into the mat. And the breath in and out. And once more, coming back to center. Let's bring the knees carefully into the chest one at a time. Find your hands on tops of your kneecaps and start to move your knees in circles. Good, and then circle the opposite direction. Excellent, and now very carefully place those feet back down on the mat. And release your arms down by your side. Let the palms face up and the arms be just a little bit away from you on like a diagonal so that you can find the shoulders released down, the shoulder joints soft. The pinky fingers are heavy. And now extend your legs forward. Take a big full breath in through the whole body and let it go out the mouth. Your eyes can begin to close. Notice the weight of your physical body. Where does the body feel the mat beneath it? What places are supported by air and breath? Notice any spaces where you can let go a little bit more, where you might still be physically holding on. And utilize your breath to assist in that letting go. Our breath is a powerful tool. And once we know how to utilize it, we know to utilize it, then it can allow for more softening, more letting go, more peace, more release, all through the body and through the mind. So next, bring your attention to your breath. And where the breath can begin to flow into the body, where the depth of the inhale and the release of the exhale allow you to inform more. And finally, that glorious mind that you have, give it permission right now during your Shavasana and always to be at peace, to know the things that need to be reflected on and taken into consideration, but also the things that need to be let go, the times that we need to let go, the times that we need to just be with ourselves, with our breath, with our body, and with the quiet of the moment. So be with that quiet right now in your Shavasana. Your mind, your breath, and your body all connected, all at peace. And begin just to allow in a deeper breath. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Reach your arms overhead and take a full body stretch, yawning stretch, awakening stretch. And then bend your knees and roll to your right side. Press down into your left hand and begin to roll yourself up to sit, nice and gradually coming up with your head the last thing to arise. Sitting tall, grounding into the seat, lift up through the crown of your head. Your eyes can still be closed or in that soft downward gaze. Bring your palms of your hands in front of your heart. Bow your head, honoring your mind, your body, your breath. The space that you created today in your practice, and for this practice on how and where it guides you along this journey of life. Namaste.